Welcome back. It's turn 5-0, big 50 in our Nidavangr playthrough, and we have a lot of fights to talk through as the game is picking up. So blue water, this is where we were attacking underwater, and we didn't run really into anything underneath there with our Bane Lord and cubes. Annika, we are being attacked. So this is that same group of vans that has been plaguing us. Just making sure they have enough equipment. They may have sailed in, this may be a fresh recruit, but they're going to steamroll any PD that we have. We got one, but it was just the mount. So, yep, I wish our cataphracts would have done more. That is it. Mountains we took back. There's just PD here. And Black Forest. So, we attacked TC as well as maybe Vanheim. So this was our big fight into TC as we're worrying them making a throne position. We have our sylphs that we're going to be blessing up, and on the backside it looks like we just have a ton of PD. So we see a lot of communion slaves going up from TC, and they're probably going to be doing the same thing we saw them do last time, hoping our flanking force can hit in the back. Yep, there goes the Gift of Heavens. We had one hit in the back, but it looks like it didn't hit our troops well. Yeah, just tearing up our lines of our Wolf Clan Reavers. And here comes the Sylphs. All that lightning. But yeah, looks like we were able to get in the back line. Body Ethereal's coming out. I think they're going off, maybe off script or not. I'm really glad we had these Sylphs to tie it up. It looks like, yeah, our heavy calv was able to get into their mage back line. Sorry, I did not have colors on. And TC is routed. So, I know they had a lot of mage support, and our Nidbeth just got to the front lines ourselves. So we lost a lot of attrition. There are Wolf Clan taking those meteors, or gifts, if you will. And Sylphs have gone down, but glad we picked those up as well. So that was Black Forest. So looking at losses, yeah, they had 10 Geomancers. They're cheap, but it's a lot of turn to recruit them with the lack of provinces they have. One Celestial Mage, so a bigger mage there, and then just a large PD dump as a whole. And we lost a lot of our chaff, if you will. We lost half our Wolf Clan. It seems like we always lose half, but none of us took a big hit. No mage loss. And actually, we kept all of our heavy calf. I thought we lost some, so that's good as well. So no, TC did not script it. I want to see this. How did we lose? What retreat happened here? Was it the scout jump into the back? Not sure. What retreated? Why did we even retreat? Units retreated, none of them made them back in the friendly territory. I want to see. So it would have been here, Wolf Clans. Yeah, so it was those Wolf Clans that retreated. That's so interesting why they just retreated from a scout. I don't think they got into combat. No, their morale's fine. That's so bizarre. Again, I'm curious of what happened that made them retreat. Anyway, can't do anything about it, so we need to pick up those Wolf Clans up. Faircliff, another province that we're reclaiming from Vanheim, as we're just coming in. There's just PD. Not really worried about this either, but we'll show the battle summary. We lost one Bear Clan with it, so. Gray Forest. So it looks like Vanheim's attacking TC as well, with a large amount of barbarians. Again, it looks like another PD dump here. Not going to watch. I'll just check out commanders just to see in case they attack us what we're dealing with. So it doesn't look like to be anything on these commanders. Dreamspool and surprised there's an Alquill. Maybe he forgot to remove that. Another Alquill and Dreamstone. So some research items that probably got missed when he pulled them out. But, so lost one commander, lost a lot of the barbarians. I'm not too worried about them. and we have a couple mages. So this is still a pretty sized force, but not a lot of Vans, not a lot of mage support. It's just a lot of chaff that we're gonna have to fight. And that's all that was as well. Sonra, the war that keeps going. So they pull in more blowpipes, thunder strikes going out, personal flights, phoenix power. We're seeing these thunders. We really need to get our earth mages some earth gems to be able to push them up. So we see some elementals, twilight, that's what we expected. And then falling fire. So I think they're going to be trying to take advantage of this bark skin. Maybe did we not get bark skin out, actually? Here we go. Because bark skin gives you susceptibility to fire. So trying to take advantage of that. So we'll need to try to go ahead and position. I didn't think they had a lot of fire mages in Vanheim. They're probably summoning. But yeah, so falling fire is trying to do some work. And our bear's running away. Was this the bear that was... yeah, it was trying to cast Howl. I was going to see how Howl did, but it looks like it was interrupted from the Thunder Strike. And then he went off script. And then he used some gems for Poison Ward. And now he's off. So we didn't get to see how Howl affected him, but I don't have to really worry about these falling fires. I'm going to do a quick check. What commander is doing... Is it... Druid wouldn't have fire. Oh, no, just nature. No, it's just earth and... Or, not earth. Air, glamour, death. Was it the dwarf? Oh, it may have been the Dwarven Smith. Yeah, falling fires. So he did have a dwarf out that I don't know if they're a recruit or a summon. But our Nidbeth, these are, at least we're trying to get some healthy ones in just to get through all these summons, all these warrior illusions. I'm so glad that we took magic weapons on our pretender design now. We have to be very careful though sending our pretender out, but I think we're going to have to. I'm going to speed it up. We're not seeing as many clouds. I wonder if he's changed his direction. I thought the clouds were working really well, but maybe this is something to be mindful of. We'll have to probably be watching a fight. So here comes the horse cow. That's good. They've run out of arrows, but I think a lot of our units have this air shield that we pushed, so I'm not really worried as much archer fire coming in. And this is looking good for us because I think they've ran out of arrows, and their mages are going to be very fatigued out as well. So yeah, here we come. Banishing some of our summons. These are long fights. Turn 25. But again, we have no chaff now. Ephemeral blasts, as you see. Speed it up even more. Shockwaves. Well, maybe be my... Yeah, we're going to need to really put in some lightning resist as a whole. And get some of these mages that are going slow. Alright, so a win, but at what cost? Well, we did get their Dwarven Smith, so that's good. We only got one Van Jarl. And we got a lot of... Some of the remaining chaff. They don't have much horse tribe now. I wonder if they were trying to do a paralyzing attack. That could work well with the sleeps. Interesting. I didn't think about that. And then more chaff. 3 vans only. On ours, we lost a lot of our weak Nidbeth. They're seeing those numbers. We lost the Crow clan. We know our Great Bear retreated. And the Nidhurst retreated as well. Or not, I was thinking of Nid here when I said Nidhurst. And most of our wolf clans. So yeah, we didn't have a lot of chaff, but we knew we weren't going to have a lot going into this fight. But we at least survived, and we're having chaff come in. Oh, and where is this? Dardania? Oh, they brought in some of their troops here. Well, I've already looked at it. Let's not spend time fighting. It looks like they brought in a small force, Van Jarls and Van Herses, try to fight this underground force. So they saw it. They took out a lot of chaff, but a lot of our wolf clan were able to make it. We didn't kill many of their vans, but it was Oh, a bear retreated to Sonra. Okay. Alright then. But we'll be able to keep the pressure building up. So we have lost some Astral Pearls, lost some defense. We're going to not worry about that since we took that one throne to help with that. Root out the False Prophet. Just trying to speed through some of these. And we got the Mercs and our Crow Mages back. Alright. So let's start west to east like normally we do. We were able to take Black Forest. Due to our income depending on our troops, we're going to get a lab just because we are bringing in our Pretender that is trapezing to come over to grab it to make sure that TC cannot play for a throne. But at this point I don't think they will, especially with Vanheim hitting. But Vanheim could hit us. So we're trying just to preach up Dominion, search it out, patrol, build a lab, and be ready for next turn. And we pump the PD up to 30 using the income we have, or the treasure we had. We'll also bring in a large force over to the west. We have a lot of backup here. Still no sacreds. Our sacreds are funneling in from Nidavangr, but we have another group coming in with some sacreds, but a larger group coming in right behind them with a lot more. So this is going to be a large force of sacreds that will help us hold the Black Forest, and they may go into Vath. We may be trying to push for our own victory if we can here. We see, well, we talked a little bit about this. Our Dominion dropped, so our new sacreds all have 3, which is unfortunate. We missed a script there. And we're moving out the bishop. So that's unfortunate, but we sacrificed some blood slaves. We get pushed back up to 7, hoping it will continue to keep rising. And we got our palisade up in Silver Grove, so we can move a little bit more off of this area. TC has completely just bought everything they could in the ocean. I assume they're going to be playing toward us instead of Vanheim, but we'll see. We were able to hit Blue Water. We're going to be leaving that and try to hit Lake Fortune and get rid of this temple. I know they're going to have, this Mara Druid is going to have water elementals. It's maybe a mistake. We're trying to summon a lot of our own and coming in to see if we can hold out. But I'm hoping that our water power will be more, and let's just give you the rest of our water gems. And keep summoning elementals as much as you can. And we'll probably be moving some of our fire gems over to water in the upcoming turns as we're going through our gem pools, trying to fight these wars at a quick rate, as in to do. So, West Coast, Black Forest, Vath, and scripting wise, we are having our Crow Mages come in. Actually, let's go ahead and change your shape. I didn't realize that you're just sitting here. So we'll preach as well and get some more protection over. But we have a lot of support here, a lot of gems that we're trying to keep available to assist. And I think these are still buffing. We're going to be using Howl here because this is a forest that will help us as well. On the north side, we're trying to push out Vanheim where they attacked. Silverfangs, we are not going to go out. We have very few units, and maybe they'll push us off of Silverfangs. That is fine. If that happens, we'll be okay. We're planning on preaching this down anyway, and we're trying to regroup our forces. So we have some commanders moving in troops, as you see, over to the east side to help with these provinces. I want to really reclaim this because I would really need those glamour gems now, as well to help with our gnomes. We got one gnome almost to our east side, and so we're going to start summoning. I forgot to mention on our west side, I apologize. We have these gnomes moving in, sneaking to start using luck, and we are going to keep having them summon because we have a hat that we can with a glamour booster. What are we doing on our east flank? So Sonra, with these reinforcements, I think we're good to take it. They don't have a ton inside. We're going to be still preaching it up, sieging. We have a Crow Mage that two Crow Mages that can help and assist. So if this fight goes well, we're going to try to push into this fort and claim it as our own. I was tempted to try to hit some of these outliers that have a lot of crossbowmen and not a lot of support. The problem is the Dardania cannot cross this river, and here we do not have enough troops, I think, to hit Gartha and the PD. So, but we went ahead and we're going to put up some fire resist in case they have another dwarf. We're going to put up lightning resist, I believe. Yeah, lightning resist. And let's go ahead and get... Do we not have any more nature gems? I thought we had some coming in. Maybe they're a turn away. So we can't try Howl again. Let's go ahead and script you to conserve these. And doing a quick count, we lost a bit of these scars, so it looks like we're 25 down from last time. So really needing some reinforcements to come in. So maybe we won't be able to assault it. And that reminds me, we're wanting to move these troops north. Actually, we could just cut straight over, which I think we'll do. Instead, I forgot we do not have to go to the bridge. This is connected, which is perfect. So we can move those over. And these militia are going to be going to help with siege strength. So that will be... Oh, no. I almost missed. The last thing is to cover is research. I moved back to Evo. I cannot remember if I talked about this or not last turn. But we get Ice Strike with our water mages. We get Storm of Thorns with our nature mages. And we get some of our strong death spells. So I want to go ahead and push Evo, which will be hitting this turn. Maybe we can be able to do some magic phasing attack. And then we're switching back to Thom to get to 5 on that. And then if the game lasts this long, going to Conjuration. I feel like we can make use of our fire gems if we don't remove them completely for water because of our Pretender, that we can get a Fire Lord online and start really helping our harassment on that side. But that is it for turn 50. A lot going on. We're hoping to see if we can close it out. We're going to be applying pressure on both sides and see what Vanheim and TC do. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next turn. Bye. Welcome back. It is turn 51, a Nidavangr playthrough, and we are trying to win if we can. We have some summons. We are still getting blue caps. We're throwing on Ritual Returning. We send our Pretender over to the throne as to try to claim this quickly. And we found a magic site, Garnet Pearls. Yeah, so woohoo. Our fight in the water, we are trying to come through Vanheim. We're trying to bring some cubes, a Bane Lord, and some water elementals against this. And it looks like they have definitely pulled in more Marrow Druids and is going to overwhelm our water elementals. Attacking from the sides, I'm going to keep it kind of sped up because with that many water mages, I don't know how we're going to, Again, underwater is still King of Elementals. This was a rush against us. It did not go well, unfortunately. But that's what happens when you try to push through something. So we lost our Bane Lord, we lost one of our Wolf Mages, and we really didn't kill anything of theirs. And he has 4 Marrow Druids. We really need to stop the production. They're going to just keep owning us water since we're going to keep pushing on land. We're really going to have to bring a large force underwater. But Battlefields. The scout is pinging a throne. So if we look over here, TC is making a play for it. I guess they looked at these two and they went to go see what Battlefields had. We can kind of get a understanding ourselves to see what type of gem and economy that they have. So we have air and glamour, earth and glamour, fire and water, and air. This is not a bad province at all to take, and I think TC or anyone in here could be taking that. So yeah, not much to say about that. And in the caverns, we're just trying to push out and claim provinces underground to keep that income flowing. We had some loss of income in Brightlands. We found something in Kuar resources, which can be pulled in if we get that out. So we've breached Sonra and Silverfang's, nothing new interesting here, and then we got the Sappers, which we really wanted. So this turn, we're going to be focusing on the throne. So we see a large from TC, or a large force from TC moving up. Understandably, they took this throne. They're wanting to push their advantage, and we really can't leave this here. So we are going to keep our troops. We're going to have a throwdown. We're trying to be a little bit conniving. They have gargoyles. Well, I'll just go ahead and say we're trying to cloud trapeze a white mage and use Wind of Death. He does have ritual returning on. I thought about bringing another mage in from Black Forest, and I debated a lot to see if we should send 2 mages to Wind of Death, and I think we're going to. After much deliberation, we'll keep 2 of our mages here. And I went out, after doing scripting, I was like, we do have the ability to do so. So let's go ahead and have a second cloud trapeze go in. Actually, I may want to, oh, you do not have teleport. I was about to say, because we have a lot more astral gems. And let's go ahead and change this so to also cast Wind of Death. And the reason why I'm wanting to send 2 mages in on this is because they have flyers. So we're going to spread these out and have hopefully one of these go off. And he is twice born. So one of my worries was casting Wind of Death in the province that he may retreat to. But let's go ahead and make sure he does not have enough gems for that. So he has 3. Yeah, let's go ahead and just re-script that. So he needs 1, 2, he needs 2 death gems. Wait, that should be 1 plus 1. I wonder why it's saying he can't cast it up. I'm not going to think about it now as I'm recording. I'll look at that later. But wanted to go ahead, and I'm attacking with the scout as well, just to be part of that magic phase, to have them spread out. And I'm keeping the scout in the farthest back to go ahead and basically be fodder. Actually, we'll do hold. We'll hold for 2 turns in case the gargoyles are to attack rear. But we'll spread our mages, use Wind of Death, and hopefully be able to weaken this force greatly before they hit on Black Forest. We have a lot of our scripts here, and just to go through, have our mages piled up on the back. Because our pretenders here, we're not having to worry about blessing, so being able to use a lot more point buff, and we're using our gems to the full ability using Soldiers of Steel. We also have, I believe, we still have group stone skin instead of bark skin. We're using Howl, and throwing on our point buffs that we've talked about previously with Protective Winds, Thunder Ward. He may try to do an Earthquake play, and I'm wondering if I should be levitating as well. I honestly don't know, and we're bringing in our gnomes to go ahead and use luck as well on our Nidavangr as well. So going to have a very ugly fight here in Black Forest, and with that PD. On our top part, we have not seen Vanheim, and my gut is Vanheim is sailing to hit our cap to stop production. I know we've talked about previously, so I'm pulling in troops back just to try to have as much as we can to protect our capital. So we have a lot of militia we're going to use for sieging. They need to go west anyway. We don't have a ton of Nidavangr, but the ones we do are completely healthy. So we have a priest as well to assist with that. So I'm looking, and we have 2 mages. Alright, we need to script these. I missed these momentarily. Not Stream of Lice. Group Bark Skin is fine. And we'll do the same for our, what we have defined as some of our scripts, and get those up. And for our mage, let's go ahead and get some quickness out of him as well. And if anyone's available, Moss Body. So just trying to protect our south coast. We'll see if they're still around. They maybe will next turn may show us, but I'm really thinking they have fled across to hit and stop our production. With Silver Fangs, we are not making the same mistake. We do not have crow mages to help with those insane archers, those longbowmen. So we're going to be preaching it out and just try to collapse the Dominion this way. And we're sending some mages to Faircliff. These are the two big places that still have Dominion in it that we want to remove. And then our east coast with Sonra. So we are going to storm this turn. We have our evocation package on. We have, just to show gameplay, we have bear mages up front to help with Storm of Thrones. We're going to have our water mages trying to use quickness and gift of Formless and Moss Body. We have ice bolts as well. We have a large group of Nidbeth that some are unhealthy. Some are healthy. So hoping just to bring in numbers on this and try to take out with the sappers and our recruits, so the swordsmen, to take some of the charge and be able to push through. We'll see how effective we are. We also brought some Nidbeths back in case they want to try to do a flying play, or Nidlavas and Nidbeth here. But we will see. We're looking for opportunities. As I said, we've finished out researching Winds of Death. So we're looking to see where we see piles that we can go ahead and grab from crow mages. But we need to get them in position. And if we take Sonra, it'd be wonderful. But we're still recruiting more. So a lot of our crow mages are going west to help, but we would like to pull in a few on the east coast. But that is it. Is again not a explosive turn like we have underground, just showcasing we're still moving troops up, we're still pushing out recruitment, and we're going to be cleaning up these provinces. The caverns that we did take, very high unrest, but great population. I'm hoping that we can spread Dominion and start reducing that, but we just do not have the income, and I'm not worried about that at this time. Okay, we need everything we have on this war front. Oh, the one thing I did not cover is we are also going to be hitting this palisade as well. Bringing in a lot of heavy troops without mage support. We're going to bring in a crow just to be able to assist, and he's going to be sneaking there. Actually, with us pulling this mage off, let's go ahead and have him research and stay here. Change shape, research, because when losing a third mage, we have the ability here to do so. So we'll put him up front, protect wind, shadow blast. Actually, we'll give some more death gems. Oh, and lastly, I learned a trick in case someone is new and they do not know this as well. I was really panicky because we could not move gems around since we have a mercenary. And I started looking around and I completely forgot that if you are sharing gems, which we'll do here, it loads up the first commander, but you can always left click this commander and pick the one you want to. So this is again a tooltip. Dominions has a lot of these things that if you just research, you may find the answer you want to, but I was worried I was going to be giving all my gems to this mercenary who was not going to be able to utilize them. But that will be it though for turn 51. Again, very exciting to see what the turn comes out. We're going to have a couple big fights next turn as we're still trying to push for a win ourselves and holding up Vanheim. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on turn 52. Welcome back. It is turn 52 on our Nidavangr playthrough, and we have so many fights to talk about as we are in full swing of war with everyone. So the first thing I want to show is our Cloud Trapeze into the Bountiful Land. If you've not seen Cloud Death before and how it works, and we'll see if we can recover our mages. So the goal is to cast Wind of Death and recall our Crow Clan, and with our White Mage already have recall as our ritual returning, I should say. And when we attack with our Scout, just have another target with, if they have any flyers, which there they go. But you see Wind of Death get cast. I want to showcase how it kind of hits the army. So it ages when the fight ends. You're seeing this massive amount of age, quote unquote, decay of their life hit, and we can see what happened. So our White Mage got out. Looks like our Crow actually. Let's check to see if we actually got out before with the returning, and then we'll talk about numbers. So Wind of Death. Got some. Oh, is he? No, he's not fatigued down. He just didn't get to Okay, so he did die. He'll come back as a white mage. So it killed a lot of the chaff. That was our goal. We did get a mage, which is wonderful. But the goal is just to remove a lot of these. We didn't get any living mercuries, which I'm surprised about. They do have high MR. Did not realize that. So, but did we get a lot of the celestial soldiers? No, they also have. So it's a low MR check, but it got rid of a lot of this other chaff that we're hoping to clog down, and these spine frogs that could technically swallow our Nidbeth as well. But pay for the gems to see how much it hit, and we'll see how that fight goes later. We see there is a spy in our cap, so fun, but we are patrolling that unrest down. We shouldn't have a lot of it. And let's go through some of these other fights. So Ashdod is pushing through on armies or independents, and I think they're applying pressure to Vanheim. Vath is the palisade. So there was nothing there, it was PD, so we just threw troops at each other, and we were successful, and we're going to have to back them up because they can probably throw us off here shortly. Blue Waters, I'm not going to spend time looking at these fights, but needless to say, they attacked our underwater province that was close to their side of the world, and in the pit, it looks like TC brought in their troops. They have a lot of underwater, and we're completely out of the ocean now. We'll see if we make another play into it, but we've lost our, quote, foothold into the ocean. But let's get into more exciting fights. So here we're trying to reclaim land of the raiding parties. They didn't leave any PD. I'm going to skip this fight as well, but just to showcase, didn't lose any troops there. And then we have attacking the Battlefields. Oh, this was the throne fight. So TC pinged it last turn, and we see what they're kind of bringing in. So they have an immortal. Their geomancer's probably doing what geomancers do and uses their gifts from the heavens. I'm going to speed it up just to see if there's anything new that we can glean from it. No. That's exactly how the fight played out. So, and they took this throne, and I'm glad we moved when we did, because this would have been their fourth. Alright, so that was Kefsta. Battlefields, no, that was Battlefields, yes. So Black Forest, so here is the fight they came in after our Winds of Death. So, yeah, they did attack our back with gargoyles. We have our Sylphs and Nithbed in the back to try to help protect. Our Pretender is at the top using Wailing Winds, getting that out. That will really help with morale. Here comes the gifts. Attacking that chaff. We do have some cavalry up here, so that's taking some of their, quote, gifts in the heavens. More attacks in the back from gargoyles. Our Nidbeth are pretty much all the way back here. And these living mercuries are getting slowed down. What is their morale? Oh, okay, so we're not going to actually break their morale. What about these celestial soldiers? They don't have high morale. Maybe that will hit. So we did get Howl off as well. Hoping that will add some issues in the back here. No, oh, they got Howl off. I'm sorry, that's theirs. I thought we cast Howl as well, didn't we? So a lot of our troops in the back, just from the constant attacks from their flyers. Did you not get Howl off? Generation Strength, a guy in large poison ward. Maybe we didn't script him for Howl. I thought we did. And here comes our Nidbeth to join the fight. I'm going to speed it up because these are two walls just hitting each other right now. And I don't think we've talked about this. Nidbeth can go 3 to a square, and so having again, these 32 great sword hits with 19 attack, or 20, I'm sorry, attack skill, they are just going to be, as long as they stay up, that's the thing. Attrition really does push them through. But it is looking very much in our favor now. Yeah, and they have routed. So what is the damage after the report? So we lost one commander. We didn't lose any mages. We lost a lot of our bear clan. Again, a lot of chaff that we just see through here. Our Nidbeth lost 5. We'll look at the actual Scar Souls here at the end. But they lost a lot of their remaining forces. They didn't lose a lot of mages either. Neither one of us really could get to the back lines. But they lost the bulk of their Celestial Soldiers, which these amazing units, but they'll have to take time to summon more. So overall, and they lost all their Liver Mercuries and most of their Spine Frogs. So overall, a large win for us, and we're going to have to reinforce. But hopefully between the magic phase and this attack, we'll be able to keep Black Forest until we see what I'm worried about, boats from Vanheim. Vanheim attacked Dardania, which I think is north of the province. So they just brought in a small group, looks like of vans. We had some underground troops and PD coming from the cave area. So to try to get our tramplers in, we just needed more. But I think with the numbers that we have with our PD and the Airfire, we're going to be able to push the Glamour. This Vandrot, just to check, just blessing, luck, misform, so nothing new that we haven't seen. And our bear clans are being able to stand up longer against, because they have that actual protection in our army. So we killed 13 vans, and we lost the bulk of our chaff that was coming in to assist, so that's unfortunate, but we did keep that province. And then Sonra. Let's see the big fight of Sonra. And it looks like most of the vans have left. So yeah, Shade Beasts are already fleeing. They don't have a commander to help. So we're going to push through. Like, I don't know if there's even anything to really glean from this. No. So it's kind of perfect to what Vanheim did. I don't know if they planned it or not, but with the last turn, us losing Dominion, not being able to scry to see what they had, it looks like they pulled out to fight another day. And great to have stealth commanders, so they didn't lose really anything from this. But we're victorious, and we've taken Sonra. Long fight here, and as we're going to talk about next steps, but you kind of see what is planned on happening. Underdark, not going to get into it, just messages of nature and lower defense. That does not matter. And we lost the Windlords. So what are we doing as always this turn? Let's start with Sonra. We'll mix it up. We'll start on the East Coast. So the goal was to push them off to make sure they cannot easily hit Silver Grove, but that's almost moot because now I think they can get from Micklin to here in Albanach? I think they can sail. If it's not sail, they can definitely walk through. And with us losing the pit, we no longer have sight. So we don't see what they're doing. We're going to keep pushing Dominion, and maybe we can get a scry on them, but unfortunately right now we're not able to see what they're doing. These troops are going to be too far away, really removed, and quite, I'll say, battle scarred, as we see. So we've kind of split up our sacreds to show who's healthy and who's not. Here's a lot of our unhealthy troops, and then what we have remaining for health. So we got 20 healthy Nidbeth. The goal, what we're trying to do, is push on our east, their western flanks, and cause disruption, because most of the fighting that they're doing is going to be against Ashdod and TC, and more than likely us. So want to apply pressure and keep raiding where we can. So we're splitting our armies up into 3 smaller buckets. We have just a raiding force here of chaff, I don't think they're going to have much in the woodsmen, and plus this fort is being sieged. And the spires, we're going to be sending some of our mercs and our weaker Nedbeth in the back and our stronger in the front to kind of help with that. So there's more of our larger force to give us options, and then another decently large force with more mercs and chaff down south. So our goal is to probably wrap around into Silverwood. If everything goes well, we'll wrap to Silverwoods. We have more mercenaries coming up, and then hit Micklin. Again, we want to free up this coast to make sure they have a harder time hitting our cap, and they can also hit the Black Forest as well from here. So the 3 places I want to defend, I want to take this coastline if possible. And if we can apply pressure and mess with their income, more the merrier as well. So that's our goal on the east flank, splitting up this army and reinforcing it. We're also moving, and I do find it ironic, we named our prophet Ned Stark, right, because we fully expected them to die. Here we are in year 4? Yes. And Ned is still kicking. He has made it this whole time, and I want to give him props, and now watch me see him die. But we're pulling Ned off. He did his purpose, being able to keep our mages being able to point buff, but we really need his help on our western flank to assist with the thrones. And I really don't want to keep my prophet out too long exposed. So I'm going to wait one more turn as we pull in more troops, and then I'm probably going to get him back out, because if we lose him, we lose our magic weapons, which is a huge boon against Vanheim. So I don't want to leave him exposed at all. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and give him some bodyguards, because I don't think we've done so yet. So, alright. Where Man was playing at, we are pulling troops to keep sending to the western flank, so we're merging commanders, merging troops over to pull further into Vath. We're still cleaning up province. We really want this province again because we are needing glamour gems badly, as we're pushing everything we can in glamour. We're going to start pulling our fire gems into glamour here shortly as well. Still preaching out Dominion. Nothing's changed here. We have 3 provinces, I think, that has high man dominion that we want to preach out, but we're not wasting turns to move Crow up to Silverfangs to give us air shield. Everything we have is going to on our western flank. Here, so we're going to keep Black Forest when we return. We've started Palisade. We'll see if it gets built. We're trying to patrol and just be prepared for another fight. Actually, let me check that bear mage. So he is casting Howl. Let's give him just one more nature just in case he needs it. And for Vath, because they may be able to throw us off, we're trying to reinforce with mages this turn. So we're bringing in some mages to, let's go ahead and script Storm of Thorns, and we have some Ice Strikes going out just to try to help support these and bring in more units. We want to keep applying pressure. They still have a lot in the Bountiful Land. Again, I don't see them hitting, and it's hard for them to get up without doing a magic phase. They have to go through either Vanheim or Black Forest, and with Grey Forest being tied up, I wonder what Vanheim is going to do next. So that's it for the overworld. Trying to keep our position on their western flank, trying to push for a win, and trying to keep patrolling. We know there are spies on our cap. We're constantly patrolling out. You see, we're twice boarding our new Crow mages, and then our white mages we're putting up ritual returning as well. So underground, we're bringing a lot of our forces out. A lot of our mages are leaving the underground, since both the war on the west flank is building up and the east flank is ending. We're pulling the rest of our troops up, but we're going to be cycling all of our other troops back through our western Garrulin to assist. For research, we did finish Dom 5, and that is opening up group luck. So we have a lot of our gnomes massing or casting group luck now with the Glimmer gems that we have, because they're only Glimmer 1. And now we're moving into enchantment 6. Reason why we're prioritizing this, honestly, is to get some domes up, because I imagine Magic Phase is coming, and we want to go ahead and protect our armies where we can. So we're pushing into enchantment 6, and then we either going to dive into alt or conjuration. I've made a decision. We could go into conjuration to use our fire gems up, but that's quite far to get the King of Elemental Fire at level 8. Alteration will give us more, and I'm more than likely going to lean to this. This would give us like Oaken Army. We'll be able to utilize the armies with our Pretender as well. If we needed to, we could crumble or put up walls. Like, I think we're going into alteration, but it's still undecided. First is enchantment 6. And that is it. Turn 52, a lot went our way, but that usually doesn't keep it up unless we can keep applying pressure. So we'll see what the next turn brings. But thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next turn. Bye.